This episode is brought to you by Bevel. Bevel is the first and only shaving system for men with coarse and curly hair. Guys like Mickey and I were always getting cuts with normal razors, and Bevel is an amazing shave for people like us. Bevel is even clinically proven. After using it, 4 out of 5 men reported reduced razor bumps, discoloration, and irritation. For 20% off your first box of Bevel supplies, go to getbevel.com and the offer code ICE. That's GETBEVEL.com, offer code ICE. Please support them since they're supporting us.
Upon initial contact with Ice-T's music, I had envisioned him to be an ill-mannered and psychologically unstable man with an extremely uneducated and barbaric frame of mind, whose raps displayed nothing but ridiculous jargon, shocking sexual audacity, and repulsive images of the ghetto. However, after further analysis of his music, I can deduce that he is the epitome of anti-disestablishment terrorism, who embodies the entire spectrum of the urban experience and struggle. But to make things more plain and simple to the layman, I find Ice-T to be the dopest, flyest, OG pimp, hustler, gangster player, hardcore motherfucker living today. To be honest, I am totally and completely on his dick.
Welcome to the Ice-T Final Level Podcast, featuring your co-host, Nick Benzo, and your host,
Ice-T. Hey, what's happening? This is Ice-T and Nick Benzo. You're listening to the Final Level Podcast, number 20. Mickey, we made it to 20.
Number motherfucking 20. We did 20 of these things, and guess what? People are actually tuning in and respecting what we're doing here.
Yeah, now we know that most of the people that listening to these podcasts is they're not podcasters. This is sometimes their first time ever listening to them. If you get a chance, go back into our episodes. If you're at FinalLevel.com listening to these, hit the button that says episodes, and you can go all the way back because there's a lot of great guests. It's a lot of great stuff on here, and we're just thankful that people are listening and our fan base is growing and growing. And this is as raw as you're going to get it. This is rawer than fucking radio. This is as raw as we can get without ruining our lives.
No, you know what's good about it? Since it's archived, that means that you don't have to listen right now. If you tell your man or your homegirl, listen, you know what? Go check out the old episodes. They're there for y'all. And guess what? They FREE, free.
Free.
Like that word? Free.
And one of my boys told me he was on a plane to L.A. and he was able to listen to 5 episodes in a row.
Yeah, they're hour long.
So you can go to iTunes and pick them up. It's the Ice-T Final Level Podcast, and this is some new shit. Only reason I'm doing it is because Mickey talked me into it. I'm able to do this in my house. And today we have a very, very, very special guest, because he's not just a special guest, he's also one of my friends, and also I think he'll agree that him and I met at our jump-off points in our careers.
You talking about the movie?
At our jump-off point. Now, you don't know.
In the movie?
Do you think that was my jump-off point?
Oh, for sure. It had to be. It wasn't Breaking.
Well, then what movie was it?
I think it was New Jack City.
In the house, the one and only Chris Rock.
What's up? How's it? We all did work before New Jack, but somehow that became the introduction.
Big movie.
But you were a very famous comedian. I was out rapping.
Even then.
And they brought us to the movie because they didn't really have no. I tell people, say, well, how did y'all get in the movie? I'm like, well, they didn't have a lot of black actors.
They did.
So anyway, you are listening to the one and only Final Level Podcast, number 20, with Chris Rock, motherfucker. Act like you know. This episode is brought to you by PetImmune. PetImmune is an awesome company from California that makes natural probiotic supplements for cats and dogs. PetImmune is a supplement that you mix into your standard pet food to improve your pet's digestive health, immunity, and vitality. Your pet will have less smelly flatulence or farts, get sick less often, and if you really love your pet, you should be doing what's best to keep them healthy. That's why I use PetImmune for Spartacus and Maximus. For 10% off, go to PetImmuneOnline.com and use the offer code ICE. That's PetImmuneOnline.com, offer code ICE. Please support them since they're supporting the podcast.
Well, in news, this motherfucking news is crazy, Ice, for real, man. I guarantee you Chris Rock can agree to this.
I can agree.
Our United States president of the world has a thing.
Wait a minute, he's the president of the United States, not of the world.
Yeah, he's the world.
The most powerful man in the world.
But he's the captain of the ship. United States President Barack Obama has people called, I guess, Secret Service, right?
Right.
How in the hell do a person they can't even come in your door unless they be announced. How can they get across the lawn at the White House, make it in the door, and you say these Secret Service guys know martial art, they can shoot good, they this, that. They let these folks run right up into the president's house.
How does Hot 97 have better security than the president?
No, for real. Radio stations do have better security.
Try to get in the Hot 97 right now. Watch what happens.
No ID, no nothing. Come on, Secret Service.
Try to get at Funk Flex right now.
And
see how close you get.
Also, as being the president of the
United
States.
What did the people do? What did the people do?
With a demo. You don't even need a gun.
What did the people do? They let the guy get all the way into the door, and I believe a woman. They actually pushed the woman out the door.
I mean, I hate to be Mr. Sexist, whatever, but at the door of the president, they had a woman security guard.
He pushed right through.
And the guy overpowered. It's like
push right the lady, mushed her.
Right, fuck out my way. Yeah, and that's that.
And what did he do when he got into the president?
If it ain't Latifah or Precious.
They might be able to get
Remy Ma.
Yeah, they ain't getting around them. They ain't getting around them.
No, they're not getting around them.
It'd have been a fist fight.
So they got in.
He got in, made it all the way into the White House, and then he was actually
What did he do, hand him a demo?
No, he had a knife.
Then they got him.
I guess he was going to get some
steak.
And
the president happened to not be there.
Just left. No, he had just left like maybe 10 minutes early.
Well, I know I've had a little experience with the Secret Service. One time I was in Atlanta and the president was coming, and they had locked that whole hotel down a couple of days ahead of time before he came. I mean, they do serious work.
I can't tell because
I don't know how do you even get to the front door of the White House? I mean,
they jumped over the lawn.
Sometimes it's lax. I was there one time. I was in D.C. filming something, and I was just walking by the White House, and black security guard, yo, what's up, Chris Rock? Next thing I know, I'm in the White House.
Really?
I'm in the White House.
Wow.
Brothers is walking me around. Bush was president. Walking me around the White House. I'm in the kitchen. I'm in the Oval Office. And it's like, oh shit, Bush is coming. And like they're sneaking me around to make sure Bush doesn't see me.
But Chris, you just broke national security, and all those black guys are now being fired now after this podcast.
They probably get rid of them.
It could have been a lookalike like Chris Rock.
Oh my God!
Right.
And
I'm in there like,
so you're telling me right now, Juice can get you in.
I walked in the White House. Like I didn't even like with Adidas on. Like I wasn't even dressed. Like
wow.
So,
but right after that, Chris and I, the president of the United States gets on an elevator with a known felon who has a gun, who's just happened to be a security guard. And then he started taking pictures of the United States president.
He got on a with Clinton one time.
I met Clinton.
And I think I had weed
you met
on
Trigger
me or
Dick?
something.
You met Trigger Dick?
I met Clinton.
Trigger Dick?
Bill Clinton.
They happen to have weed on me, and
Bill Clinton ain't Tricky Dick. Tricky Dick is Ronald Reagan.
No, Tricky Dick is Richard Nixon.
No.
You're right. No, he's right. I tried to correct you, and I was wrong. Tricky Dick is Richard Nixon.
But you were right that he was wrong.
Yeah. Today it's going to be interesting. You guys got the best podcast. We only had news, and this shit's already gone. But I met Bill Clinton one time. This is after he was president, right? So I shook his hand. He goes, Ice-T, original gangster. I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, are you telling me you don't? He says, no, Chelsea made me listen to a lot of different rap records. And then she quizzed me. Wow. I know about your record, The Power. It's about the penal system. I'm like,
so what president do you want to win on national?
Clinton is.
I want Chelsea to run for president.
So what was the president that went on TV that was actually talking about your Cop Kill album? What president was that?
That was Quayle. That was the vice president. Same thing. President, vice president.
That was the VP. Yeah, so you know a lot of presidents.
And Bush had something to say about me back in the day.
I'm saying you know a lot of presidents, man. You sure you OG or you? Secret Service.
Look, I ain't no Secret Service, brother. You know, when you get to this certain level of the game, that they need to know you up there in the Oval Office, man.
You end up knowing a few.
Yeah, but you know what?
I've met a few. I've met Carter.
See?
Bush, both Bushes.
And you from Brooklyn. They met you. You met them from Brooklyn.
Carter, both Bushes.
So you met them before Jay-Z met Barack right now.
Yes.
But Chris knows if he went to jail, he couldn't call him.
No, I could not call him. Yeah. Carter, both Bushes. Clinton. I met Nancy Reagan.
That's dope. Have you ever, you know those little cards the cops give you when they stop you sometimes and they like you, they like use
the
that
PBA card. Yeah, little PBA.
Wouldn't that be cool if the president handed you one of them? Like, you ever got a problem?
That'd be fly.
Oh my God, that's the card.
They should put that in the works, man. Can we get one, Barack?
Barack, throw me a card.
You ain't called ICE yet, and you got his number.
Yeah, NSA got my number.
I used to have his number.
Barack's number.
I used to have his straight up Chicago number.
I think Jay-Z blew that up, though. I think Jay,
Jigga Man got
I love
it
Jay to death, but I think Jay got a little fly with the president, telling him to go chill on the beach and forget. And I'm like, come on, Jay, it's the prez, man. Like, I think so. Now somebody told Prez, don't mess with no rappers no more because they'll put you in a record,
They'll put them on an album cover.
They'll put you in a record, and that was cool. But, hey, that's Secret Service, and that was a big thing. I just came back from Africa.
Yeah,
what part you got?
I went to Johannesburg.
Okay.
And,
nothing wrong with that.
Everybody, when I was over there was like, yo, I used to be careful of Ebola and this, that, and the third. But what people don't understand is that Africa is a continent. Africa, I'm saying it's like 4,000 or 5,000 miles from top to bottom, maybe even 6. It's long. So I was 3,000 miles away from Liberia where it was happening. So people weren't really worried about that. But the cool thing about being in Johannesburg and Cape Town is it's like being in New York. First off, it looked like the Valley. I'm thinking it doesn't look like what you think.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful over there. But all the people you meet are from different countries in Africa. So you meet this guy, I'm from Nigeria, I'm from the Zulu Kingdom, I'm from this, I'm from that. But everybody went out of their way to be very nice to us. We had a wonderful time.
So who went over there?
Me and Coco. Okay. We went over there for a trade show she was doing. But I think because apartheid just ended 20 years ago, there's a reaction down there for them to show how nice and wonderful the country is, because they pushed the Dutch people that were in charge with all that craziness to the left. So now the people out there go out of their way because they South Africa needs a facelift. People still think negatively about it.
Well, I can attest to that. I went over to Angola with Fat Joe and Ja Rule, and they treat us with a lot of love, but they still had people walking around with water on their damn head because.
But see, that's Angola.
Yeah.
That's not Johannesburg. They driving Ferraris, Mercedes, Benzes.
They do the same thing. No, they do that in
Yeah.
Angola too, but there's definitely a poor neighborhood, and
But there's a poor neighborhood everywhere.
No, the lighting system in the water is very hard to get in Angola, though.
Okay, well, Johannesburg is like New York. Everything.
You been to Africa, Chris?
Yeah. I shot my last special. I shot in Africa.
Where?
In Johannesburg.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he knows.
Yeah. So
And they treat you first class.
They let you back over. They didn't let Mos Def back.
I had my bodyguard used to bodyguard F.W. de Klerk.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, word?
Yeah. So
They let you back. They let you back
Garden,
in America.
the
most
God,
racist person
the most
ever.
racist person ever.
Right. Your bodyguard.
Was my bodyguard.
Oh shit! See, so they let you back in the United States, but they won't let Mos Def back in. He over there. He's stuck.
I don't owe anything.
Yeah.
All my shit is
Paying the bills.
My bills are paid.
I have a hate relationship with my accountants, but they kept me out of jail. You understand?
My shit is really. I'm an asset.
Yeah.
To America.
That's right.
I don't take anything. I just give.
Okay.
But anyway,
I love Most.
Oh man, that's my man.
That's my man.
It's all about money.
Most my man.
Yeah. But I got back. We didn't have any problem. But here's a cold thing.
Because you give.
Yeah. We get on the plane, right? So we know everybody. You say because of course of propaganda, of course. They every time they show you a picture in New York.
Question I want to ask you: did you have to take the malaria shot when you went over there? Or
No,
not?
I ain't take nothing, nigga. I went over there just like that, just like
You-
this.
you
Nigga.
need-
You don't have to take all them shots going
I
to
did it
South
with
Africa. But
Angola,
Angola,
I did,
I
yeah.
did. I went to Kenya and Tanzania, and I had to do all that stuff.
Right. Well, I'm coming back, right? So, everybody, every time I would call somebody out here, say, yo, I'm in Africa, you could get Ebola. I'm like, listen, man, I'm good. So we get on the airplane. So I'm telling Coco, right at the point on the way back, I said, the last thing you want to do is have a cold right now because, everybody's nervous and stuff. Why, when I got on the plane, the dude right next to me decide he wants to start whooping coughing, right? Oh, so now I'm under my blanket. Got my shit wrapped up. 15-hour flight. Because I don't want to get a sniffle or nothing. Because I don't want to end up in quarantine. And then, of course, by the end of the day, the United States will say Ice-T came back and brought something. But anyway, that's not a laughing matter.
No.
But I had a wonderful time in Africa. And that's just...
It's unbelievable.
Africa is great.
If you can do it, do it. Go there. Do
great
safari.
Place to visit.
Yep. I saw the white lions, all kinds of...
Safaris... Being on safari is like being underwater, but you can breathe. It's that much nature, the animals, the trees, the bugs. You be looking at some bugs like, what the fuck is that shit? What the fuck?
They look like squirrels.
What kind of fucking roach is that? That's an exact. Like you want to bring that roach back? Yeah,
but we had
exotic looking.
We had a blast over there, so I'm here, to let people know if you get a chance. Especially, I can speak for South Africa, and the people from all over the different countries were all wonderful to us, and it was a great thing. And one other thing you got to remember is they're Americanized.
Yeah.
They watch MTV, they watch SVU, they watch Ice Love Coco. They ask about Spartacus and Maximus. Where the dogs? I'm like, it was
You told
amazing.
me they starting to play Ice Loves Coco over there, right?
This is the first season over there.
I did shows over there. It was like I was playing Atlanta. Like I ain't have to change it.
Everybody Loves Chris is over there on TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, dope. Okay, and that was news. All right, Final Level Podcast number 20, and this is sports. What's going on in sports, Mickey?
Well, I got a problem with the NFL right now, Tim Tebow, which everybody loves, he prays before, during the game with no problem as a Christianity person for Christians, right? And Hassan Abdul, he prays as a Muslim. They consider that outrageous, and they penalize and threaten him to give him a fine. I don't understand the different rules of one person can pray, but the other one can't.
Now, what happened is when he ran into the end zone, he slid across his knees, and then he went down and he prayed like a Muslim, put his head down.
So what's wrong
with
that?
And they penalized him. But then they came back and said they were wrong with penalizing him, and they said they penalized him for sliding on his knees. We know that's drama. We know that's bull. And, the NFL right now is upside down. They don't know what to be mad at.
Yeah, but I think it's unfair to have double standards, man. If someone's religion is someone's religion, that's what you let it be. You don't penalize someone for the NFL. You don't penalize people for their religion.
But the NFL,
every Muslim's not a bad Muslim.
But NFL is going to tell you we didn't penalize him for praying. We penalized him for sliding on his knees.
He can slide in on his knees. Once he passed the end zone,
no, he can't.
If he felt like walking into the end zone,
no, he can't. There's rules against that. There's rules against what showboating and all this other stuff.
He didn't taunt anybody. He was happy to get a touchdown. NFL, knock it off.
NFL right now, like I say,
they got much bigger problems.
They got much bigger problems. They're shell-shocked. They don't know what to penalize people for, what to let go. The NFL is under siege. This year is hard on the NFL. So I think maybe after this year, once they get their house in order, they'll get back to stop being petty and doing dumb, silly shit like that. Penalizing.
Because we enjoy the game.
Oh, no, definitely.
We enjoy the game.
But they've asked for the commissioner to resign. People are really having it bad over there in the NFL right now, and I just think they're just shell shocked. Sometimes you come up under so much pressure that you don't even know. Chris
Rock, you should.
Chris Brown.
Yeah. Come on, man. Come on.
I mean, Ray Rice, Chris Brown.
Ray Rice, No, I'm saying, Chris, you should be the commissioner for NFL, man. We should, vote you into this shit.
Shit, everything would be legal. Steroids would be legal. Well, please, steroids would be legal. Nobody gets suspended for nothing. It's like, hit your wife, don't hit her again.
There's a reason Chris Rock and me ain't in politics. People always tell me, Ice, you should be in politics. I'm like, nah, I got out of crime. You know, there's reasons certain people should be comedians and certain people. I feel like I'm a commentator on life as a rapper. I can commentate. You can take it or leave it. I don't write laws or change things. When you have the power to really do stuff, you got to take that and be serious about it. And you know, that's a heavy job. The commissioner in the NFL. Can you imagine being in charge of all those teams, and now they want you to be in charge of every player's behavior on and off the field?
Yeah, I mean,
forget about it.
There's a couple of Paytons.
You're talking about Barack
whatever.
Obama, United States of America. He got to watch everything. He's get blamed for everything that happened, even in the Bronx.
Who?
Barack. So he's got to have his eyes on. He the commissioner. He got to watch everything.
All Barack got to say is, I wasn't in the Bronx.
Yeah. Well, they're going to penalize him for not knowing.
They done gave up on the president. This is my, back to you talk about Barack Obama. Here's my point with the president, right? Who the fuck wants to be the president?
Nobody with sense.
Yeah, I can't even pay my cable bill. It's crazy enough to be in charge of the world. You have to only want to be the president because you want to be the president. You're not making any money. And at the end of the day, all the people that hate Barack so much, my comment to them is, he's only going to be here for how many more years?
He probably got two more years.
Mm-hmm. He's not
and everybody mad. Black people mad at him.
Who's next?
We think, black people, we don't realize we're the mistress. We're the bitch he was fucking early.
Right.
But he married America.
Right. Right.
And we got to let him do his thing with America. Now, we can get at him from time to time.
I think I said
and
it
get
best.
a hookup.
I think I said it best. You said half the people.
We're the mistress.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I think I said it best. He said half the people hated Barack when he got in because, like you said, the Democrats and the Republicans. So half of them hated him anyway. So there's no way he could win anyway.
Well, that's who's next. That's my question. Okay, whenever you got a problem, just tell me who's next and who's going to do better. And right now, there's no candidates on either side. They want Hillary. I think Hillary would be great, but does Hillary really want to still be in the White House? She's been in the White House for years and years and years.
It'd be the first lady president.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
Still, she, like Chris said, she's got to want to do that.
Right.
And that's, she might not want to do that. She might want to stay home and watch TV.
Why you want to be in the office where your husband was getting his dick sucked?
Oh, see?
Oh, shit. She could get a good memory.
The voodoo of that might
It's just like, that's where you're going to be. There's no other Oval Office. They're not moving the Oval Office.
That's why we have Chris Rock here.
So that's where you're going to be. Yeah. Anytime you're having a meeting with the guy.
That might be one of her grounds. We have to make another Oval Office.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you're having a meeting with whatever from Russia or Israel or whatever, they're gonna be looking at her and like, I wonder if she's standing where
he skeeted at.
Oh, you guys ain't
when
shit.
He's in there with her. She's gonna be thinking that shit.
Well, somehow we slid from sports to the Oval Office, but that was sports. This segment right now on Final Level Podcast is called "I'm Not a Hater, But I Hate Shit." Now, you always know, we do not hate on this podcast. That's unacceptable to me. We don't do that. We don't talk about who's fucking who and that. And whenever your boy says something about that, you hear about him and her or this, we look him in the face and we say, you know what? You sound like a bitch right now. We don't care about that shit.
Ice-T's my hero.
We don't do that. But we hate shit. Certain things bother us. And you know what I hate, Mickey?
What you hate this podcast?
I hate when you want to love a team.
Oh shit! Yeah. Wow.
You want to love a team and they fucking keep losing.
They just keep fucking up.
Now I'm from LA, and we put the Raiders on the fucking map.
Whoa! I'm from New York. We put the Knicks and the Jets on the map, and I'm hating it. I'm hating it right now. Chris, what about you?
The Jets, the Raiders. I'm not even a Raider fan, and
but they getting their ass whipped.
I mean, like, you just want them to be competitive. Like, it's hard to root against a horrible team. You know what I mean? You want to root against somebody that's kind of good.
And I went to the Jets Raiders opening, right? And I became good friends with the Jets because Revis was playing, and I became friends with Darrelle Revis. So, you put me in a box, I'm a fan. I got the jersey on and everything, right? So we became good friends, but I'm there and people are like, are you for the Jets? Are you for the Raiders? I said, well, I was born in New Jersey, but I was raised in L.A. But the only way I could get out of it was saying, I'm an L.A. Raiders fan, right? Because the Raiders are losing so bad. And, I think there's a lot of people out there listening to the podcast. I mean, I don't care if you're from Chicago or football. I mean, there's some teams that you want to love, but they just never win. And how do you...
It's been a long time.
How do we keep supporting that, man? I'm a New York Knicks fan, and they are definitely making me look bad.
How long has
do me a
the Knicks
favor?
had a championship?
73.
Oh!
But do me a favor. But do me one favor. I think we can win if we let Spike Lee not sit on the goddamn on the floor all the time.
The Knicks haven't won since was
1970.
Was Walt Frazier playing?
Walt Frazier.
Clyde, Willis Reed, Dave DeBusschere. See, I even know that team. Listen to that. I can name the Knicks
1973.
73.
Y'all hear that? Knicks. You
Earl
hear
of
that?
Pearl.
73.
Unbelievable.
I don't like that.
Did they win with Ewing?
They didn't go. No, they went to the finals with Ewing twice.
And Ewing only, you didn't want to do a layup instead of a dunk. Remember that, Pat? Pat, you remember that shit? Again, we hate to keep losing. Hey, Jets, man.
70.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it
Long
up.
time.
We're not haters.
We just hate shit.
We hate the fact
We're frustrators.
that we want to be fans of different teams. You guys are all over the world listen to this, all over the nation, but you might be connected to a town or a city that has a team that just will not win. And you're wearing that jersey and you're repping and you're showing up. And you gotta hate that shit.
Cleveland's gonna be happy this year, though.
You think so?
They're gonna be.
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
happy. Cleveland's gonna be happy, man.
They're gonna be happy.
Cleveland's gonna be happy this year,
10
man.
years.
Woo! They go for 10 years. Oh,
How
10 years.
how much he got left?
God damn.
He's 30.
Yeah, he's a kid still. Oh, they're gonna be happy.
He's 30.
See, but
I think he got about 6,
we're not
7
a hater, but we damn sure hate shit.
at a high level.
Yeah,
He got 5 at a high level.
He's super
Easy,
good.
And
easy,
he got 3 more years of being the best player in basketball.
easily.
Yeah.
Hate to say his name because I'm a fan of the Knicks. That's all.
No, but
3, right?
LeBron.
I don't even know
in
who
Miami,
will overtake him, but somebody.
Did a
Right?
great job.
LeBron in Miami isn't going to have the same effect as LeBron in Cleveland. Like, LeBron in Miami is like you're in Miami and you're like, Miami's got stars and celebrities and shit. But in LeBron in Cleveland, it's like Godzilla coming to Cleveland. It's like,
He's back.
they ain't nobody fly. He's just going to be like the king of
all time.
He's back.
like, did they just give him a part of the
Now
city?
he doesn't have to be. He don't have to be Prince LeBron. He can be King LeBron.
No,
now.
truly the king. God damn it! But I'm glad he came back. And now, what are they gonna do with all those burnt jerseys?
They taking them out, man. They gonna find them shits.
Make
B.
quilts.
Headbands.
Hey, I'm not a hater, but I hate
shit.
And I hate my teams that just will not win. Come on, get it together. Your fans are holding on by a shoestring. The other thing we hate is getting cut up by razors. Black men haven't been able to shave properly for decades. We get stuck with either magic shave, clippers, or razor bumps, which speaks to an even larger problem that Walker & Company is trying to solve. We walk into a Walgreens or CVS and we have to go to aisle 17 and it's not even an aisle, it's a shelf with crappy products and crappy packaging marketed for people of color that we don't even really truly relate to. The point is to make health and beauty products not only work, but something that we can be proud to own and use. That's why I use Bevel. They sent Mick and I a box a month ago and it's truly dope. It comes in this fly silver and black like futuristic box filled with all sorts of good stuff. It's a dope experience just unboxing the kit. You get this super slick stainless steel razor, a shaving brush, priming oil, shaving cream, restoring balm, and 20 bevel blades. Bevel is how real players get that great shave. Mick also loves Bevel. Every other time I see this guy, he'd have cuts on his face because there were no true razors made just for him. Now that Mick has found Bevel, he's shaving his face with it and he's shaving his head with it. The man even went to his barbershop and said, "Don't touch me with anything but a bevel." So forget about Magic Shave, forget about clippers. This stuff is the real deal, okay? Now for 20% off, go to getbevel.com. and the offer code ICE. That's GETBEVEL.com and use the offer code ICE. That's GETBEVEL.com, offer code ICE. Please support them since they're supporting us.
In the criminal justice system, Sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
Okay, yo, this is Final Level Podcast number 20 with the infamous Chris Rock and Mick Benzo, president of the world. We're going to let you be president of the world. You're going to be the president of the world.
I got my own dictionary.
You're the president of the world. And this segment is called Behind the Scenes of SVU. Now, SVU is back. We just came back. You see, we got new people in.
What season is this?
This is season 16. Goddamn. 16. Now, me and you met before.
You're like Jeter.
Yeah.
You gonna retire? Jeter retired.
People keep coming to me, Chris, and they go, "So, Ice, what else are you gonna do?" I'm like, "Nigga, I got a job. I got a job, you know." And you know, Chris has been off doing all kinds of films and stuff. We gonna talk to that, but I've been doing the same thing. But I tell him I'm black. I do not jump off a boat while it's floating. I mean, Dick Wolf likes me, and we're rolling again. So we're back this year. You see, we have a new detective in the squad room, Peter, and he's basically coming in. They cut his mustache off, and now they decided he's gonna look a little bit cooler and shit. They had him come on a little crazy. We have a new captain that's showing up in this thing. But all I can say about the new show is that this season is gonna be dealing more with crimes, with the stuff that they were dealing with prior to it. Last season was all about us. Lots of issues going on within the force, you know, and now we're back to dealing with crimes. And we came out, and our first season premiere was the highest rated show on NBC for the night, our highest rated show in 7 years.
Wow.
And that's great at 16 years to get those ratings and stuff. So who knows? It might be a 17. And, you know, I just want to thank everybody that's been supporting SVU for all these years. You know, it's just a good ride. And Chris Rock will tell you, man, television, you don't do.
Dude, fame done right is a 4-year job. Okay?
Right. How long did Everybody Love Chris was on?
We did 88 episodes, about 4.5 seasons.
See?
And that's a hit.
That's a hit.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what you got is
just it's something different. And the fans that watch our show, you know, coming from the Law and Order franchise, Law and Order has so many. Dick Wolf, you know, like me, I started on New York Undercover, moved to Swift Justice, did a show for Law and Order called Law and Order Exiled, did my own show called Players, and then ended up on this show. And to have a 16-year run, I just want to say thank you to all you fans out there that have supported the show. And I think there's no way a show can stay on without a real, true, solid fan base. Not people that casually watch the show, people that have to watch the show.
Yeah, like I used to watch, you know, As the World Turned for years. General Hospital.
Mickey will always hit you up. Mickey, did you understand?
I'm talking about.
This is the most thug, one of the most thug niggas I know in New York.
You couldn't miss an episode.
And this nigga will hit you with some.
Shit.
You was watching Days of Our Lives?
As the World Turned and General Hospital. Can't miss it, Channel 4
and then you'd go rob people in the afternoon?
Yeah, and then I come home late at night and I had to watch Get Smart about 1 o'clock. Then we hit the streets again.
And then you kill some niggas. And
we hit the street again. Agent 99. We got to go watch it. You got to see all these things. You got to get your trick, and then you get some chicken and go home. Go to sleep. Start your day off again tomorrow. 3 o'clock, be in the hospital. Be in the house for General Hospital.
Then go rob some people in the afternoon.
2 o'clock. As the World Turned, the big old world was turned on channel CBS.
Yeah, we know that.
You watch that? Okay. At 1 a.m. in the morning, you watch Get Smart, and you go back and hit the streets, you know. Chris Rock from Brooklyn. I'm from the Bronx, so we did ours differently.
This dude is funny. This is the break all stereotypes of street cats and thug dudes and stuff. I'm telling you, this Mick Benzo guy, if you met him in the night, you give him your money. But now he's sitting up there, and he go home and he watches, you know, Young and the Restless.
Hey.
Guys,
so soap opera. That was dedicated fans like they doing with Law and Order.
And our SVU fans are here. So there's not too much I want to give away about the new season. Just stay tuned. We've had 2 shows come on, and we're looking for season number 17. I can't say anything bad about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I first got here, I was living in Manhattan. I moved over here to New Jersey. Now I just built a house down the street. All Law and Order. I got cars. I mean, shit. What can you say? And Pete got a nice view. Yeah.
Oh, that way.
That way, towards you.
Okay.
Towards you.
Towards me.
Not all the way to you. You still, Chris living, we won't put him on blast, but he's been balling, But I'm doing the TV money,
TV money's the best money.
But yeah.
It's the best money.
Yeah, but
checks keep coming.
They keep coming.
You're getting checks from, $4 grand. Just $4 from a show you did 30, 15
You're getting
years
checks from Africa right
Africa
now. You just said
whatever.
Johannesburg.
I do good.
We all right.
I just started getting my Chris checks, so.
But yeah, I just want to send this behind the scene SVU segment out to the fans and say thank you very much for supporting us. I see y'all on Twitter. I'm at Final Level. You always live tweet during the shows. And we really appreciate you guys, all right? And that was behind the scenes, SVU. Stay tuned. Season 16 is going to be off the chain. Yo, this is Final Level Podcast number 20, and this is TV. So guess what?
Yeah, what's going on, baby?
People are hearing my voice all over television.
It's amazing. I mean, I just saw something that popped up on the internet. That Google search be following you like a motherfucker.
You the only nigga stalking me with a Google search, just so you know that.
Imagine
I don't even have myself on Google search.
Well, I heard something that you narrated called Enter the Jungle. It's some MMA fight or something. What is that?
I've been narrating a lot of stuff. I did this one called Enter the Jungle, which is about the MMA fighters that fight down in Brazil. Is it fake or is it real? No, it's real. It's like not the UFC. It's like in the jungle. They have these big MMA fights where motherfuckers really are down there trying to see who's really the most savage.
Wow.
And it's hardcore. But I did that recently. I did First 48. I've been doing that. I did their special. I'm doing this other thing called Celebrity Crime Files, a show you don't want us to feature you on because it's about motherfuckers fucking their lives up with crime. I did the new intro to the Mulaney show, where I say Mulaney is shot in front of a live studio audience. But then I said, well, it sounds like I just said you got shot. So now they changed it to Mulaney is filmed in front of a live studio audience. Something that simple. Every time that plays, like Chris says, I get a check. It's like just that simple. I get a check. So now
and it plays all over.
So it's narrating is cool. I mean, you just sit at the.
It's voiceover work.
Get a check.
You get a check. It's voiceover work, but it's kind of. Oh, you know what else? If you listen to the Monday Night Football on NBC, that's my voice.
I thought that was you.
On NBC?
On NBC. I did the voice.
Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday night. I did the voice at the end of The Other Guys, the movie.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm getting a little voiceover work, and I got an interesting voice. I got a lisp, but I guess right now, I think because of Law and Order, my voice is carrying more authority. They're like, okay, people trust Ice.
I ain't going for that because of this podcast.
Oh, you's a funny nigga. Well, when you gonna get a voiceover?
Morgan Freeman can't take all the money.
Right. But it's like, the crazy thing is you do them, but you have to wait on the response.
Mm-hmm.
So just as easy as you could do them, people like, fuck Ice-T. He sounds stupid on that show. I didn't like him on First 48.
Wow.
But people are like, it made it even more serious. They believed it more. And I just think, I guess people have been listening to my voice for years and years.
They've been listening. It's a gift, too. It's a gift for who you are as a person. Because these voice jobs, they can get anybody.
Yeah. What you did.
I'm the Madagascar.
Yeah, now tell me about that.
Hey, man, the zebra pays the bills. The zebra pays all the bills.
And that shit is
I don't never have to tell a joke. It is about the zebra.
Funny,
The zebra.
Yeah, that cartoon joint.
Yeah, Madagascar.
Madagascar.
And Eddie was doing that stuff
Eddie
too.
doing Shrek.
Yeah.
Oh man, the last Madagascar 3 made $700 and whatever million. Like in the top 10 movies ever
now
made.
You need to go to Madagascar 16 and
I'm
quick.
right. Whatever they call.
Zebra, come back.
But yo, I mean,
Let me get a couple more. That's all.
It's good. It's good action. You know, it's good action. It's fun. It is acting. You know, you reading. You got a script in front of you. When you're doing voiceovers, you know, you'll hear. They have usually somebody doing a rough track, you know, and then you hear them and you go, okay, I know why they need my voice because this guy's voice sounds strange.
Yeah.
But you do it, and when it shows up on television, everything you do in entertainment has nothing to do with how you feel about yourself. It has to do with how you're received. You can think, like Chris will tell you, you can think you're going out telling the best jokes in the world. If they ain't laughing,
it ain't funny.
So we all have that edge, that feeling like, I hope this is received well. I think I'm doing the best I can. But now all these voiceover jobs are turning into, like you say, they become lucrative. You know, you get a little this, a little of that, and then you put them all together in a month. You're like, wow, this is more money than people make. You know,
In a year.
It's like having
No.
gum machines all over the country.
Oh, just
like,
pennies
it looks
add
like,
up.
Yeah, it looks like pennies, but
They add up.
Yeah, exactly. So for TV, check out First 48, the season, I think, finale. That was your man Ice-T. Then I'm on Celebrity Crime Files. That's on TV One on Monday nights. And, you know, I'm doing the NFL. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And, you know, thankfully people are enjoying it. Final Level Podcast number 20. Today we have one of my favorite people and friend, a real friend. You know, you know when somebody's a friend because y'all don't talk about money. Y'all don't talk about money. You just talk about life and things. You know what I'm saying? Chris Rock is in the building.
The one and only Chris Rock.
Yeah.
The one
it's
and
not
only.
a floss fest. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, we here, and you know,
You got cars, I got cars. It's not a thing. You got a place, I got a place. It's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
You've been places, I've been places.
But we still return each other's phone calls, and that's a cool thing. And you know, let me say something for Chris. You know, like when I start doing projects and stuff like that, you know, Chris would say, "Hey, Ice, yo, do this." We don't call my man, just done. You know,
Right.
and when I do a project, if we get, you know, Chris is busy. I'm aware of that. I think we both also respect each of us are hustling at high rates of speed. Chris gets the call, never know, done. You know, and I was just on the phone with Scarface.
One of the greatest.
You know, and
Ghetto Boys.
I was talking to him about a project me and Mickey are doing, a concert. And he was like, whatever you need, OG, I'm there. I said, well, what do we got? Don't worry about that. I'm there. You need me to come over your house right now? You know? And I'm like, that's your friend. You know, that's a friend. And sometimes those lines get blurred, you know, with people and stuff. But to have Chris on the podcast, there's so many things we can talk about and we've been through together. It's just a great feeling. And today, like, we knew we had to do the podcast because I was working later. And then Mickey calls me and Alex said, Chris said he'll do it. I'm like, damn, Chris has a premiere tonight for his movie. You know, and they had sent me the invitation, and I'm like, I gotta shoot at 7:00, and that's when the premiere. I'm like, how the hell is he gonna come? I'm like, he ain't coming. And the nigga just walked through my door by himself. This is realness. By himself, lives down the street.
Took my creep car.
That's what's up. So what's happening, baby?
You
What's
gotta have a creep car.
yeah?
I see that.
You can't just have
Not that
can't
fly.
just
That
have
ain't no
a
creep.
Bentley
That
in front of
ass car ain't no creep car. Knock it off, man.
creep car. You gotta have your
All right.
We call them in the hood. We call them undercars.
yeah. That's my
Under. Yeah. So what's going on, Chris? What's happening tonight? Let's talk about the movie.
I got a new movie, top five. Like, you know, when niggas get together, they always start with their top 5 rappers.
Right.
So the movie's kind of about It's just niggas hanging out.
Right.
Talking about shit.
Right.
You come up in somebody's top 5.
Oh shit.
You actually come
in the
up
movie.
In the movie.
See, so I got a little I got my name. This is my nigga. I'm in it.
You come up in the top 5 in the projects, and everybody in Brooklyn hates.
Okay.
And then he's like, no. Then this girl brought you up in her top 5, and she starts doing 6 a.m. police at my door.
Right.
Fresh Adidas squeaking horse. The bathroom floor is in the movie.
That's what's up. And I've been noticing you've been doing lots of movies with Adam Sandler. You guys.
That's my man.
That's your man.
That's what we started out together. Like you go back with Scarface. Me and Adam Sandler used to make $5 or make $7 at the end of the night. And okay,
but people don't know that.
Should we take a cab downtown, or should we just take the train? Should we hop the turnstile to get to the other club that serves food, that lets you on and pays you food?
Dope.
Yeah, we made new. Like, I know Adam Sandler from that.
But see, thing of it is, people will see, like, Adam Sandler, they see Chris Rock, and they be like, okay, this is a connection of business. But you're saying, like you saying, that's my man.
We made no money. We were broke. Okay?
That's right.
Just in a comedy club talking about Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy and, like, just trying to get on.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So we go that far back.
And see, I met Chris Rock. I was watching him. He was on a few TV shows, and I knew about this young, like, street kind of edgy comedian. And then we ended up doing the New Jack City thing together, And we popped up, and they pulled me in because I was a rapper. I was kind of popular. And at the time, there weren't a bunch of young black actors.
No. When we did New Jack, I'm not saying this. At the time, you and I were the most popular people in the cast. Mm-hmm. Really, just because we had done shit.
We'd done things.
We had done things. Nobody knew Mario. Nobody knew Wesley. Nobody knew...
Wesley had done Major League.
G-Money. No one knew Alan Payne.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of like what got me confident enough to act, because people like... Dude,
and you were actually making money.
Yeah, you guys are
in the music business.
Yeah, you guys are actually the stars. Don't get it fucked up. You might not think you're actors, but y'all can pull this off. And me and Chris was in there, and we just raw. And before the show was put together, we had these read-throughs. So at that point, me and him wasn't homeboys, but we had a mutual respect for each other, and we knew we had a lot of lines together. So they had Orange Juice Jones.
Orange Juice Jones was playing G-Money.
Right.
Originally.
You kidding me?
Yes.
Yes,
wow.
Orange Juice Jones from Walking in the Rain. So next thing you know, Orange Juice Jones is there, and then one day we pop up, and Juice is gone. And there's a dude named Alan Payne there saying all the words. And he was saying the shit like he had been...
Like an actor.
He'd been rehearsing already.
He's like an actor, yeah.
And me and Chris looked at each other like, yo, these motherfuckers will cut you so fucking quick. We got nervous. Like, I think we were kind of confident up to that point, but at that point, me and him got nervous. So the lady was like, well, you guys are finished with your parts for the day. You can go. And Chris was like, fuck that. Fuck that. Who would you say they had?
That's like, is Charlie Barnett downstairs?
Yeah, I thought it's Chuck D downstairs with a dread wig.
The one on 42nd Street all the time.
Washington Square Park all the time.
Yeah.
Funny.
And I thought Chuck D was downstairs with a dread wig on. So we both knew who they had as our replacements reading our lines. But then so we just stayed down. We started to work together, and, it was an interesting experience. New Jack City was a New Jack movie. Like, the director was a New Jack.
Yeah. The producers were New Jacks, New Jack actors, New Jack soundtrack.
New Jack.
Remember we kept running out of money?
Oh, shit. In the movie?
Yeah, there was a couple of times while we were filming where, this shit is getting shut down.
Yeah.
The chase on the bike was a car chase. But
so it turned to a bike.
It turned into a bike chase. We had no money. It's
wow.
Somebody had to think fast.
Inside news.
When that chase started, I said, I want to do all my stunts. And that nigga got on, and Chris was on the bike, and I ran about for about 2 hours. I said, fuck
You need a stunt man.
How about I run into the camera? Can you get somebody to run away from the camera like that? And, it was, you just start to bond and stuff. And like I'm saying, I think the fact that he wasn't a professional actor and I wasn't, neither of us had an ego. We were just like, fuck it.
We didn't have big trailers. We didn't have trailers. I don't think we had, you know what I mean? Like you be getting dressed in somebody's apartment or something. It wasn't even like, they had enough money to make the movie.
I want to talk to Chris about Everybody Hates Chris. You say you did 88 shows.
88 episodes.
In 4 years.
Yeah.
Why was Chris always being
pause on this,
on?
Pause on this. Before that, I was in L.A., and me and Chris was bumped into each other because we see each other at a time. And I was like, we were at a restaurant. I think it was on Sunset Plaza. And I'm like, what you doing? You said, I got a show I'm about to pitch. Something. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
Said about a show called Everybody Hates Chris. And I'm like, okay. And like I said, we don't talk about money. It's not like, Chris, give me a job. Give me a job.
Let me
and
in.
I was just like, cool, player, I'm out. But then the show came on. So tell me.
It was good, though. I liked the show. But why was Chris always being picked on?
That was me. I went to school. Hey, man, I was born in 65, man.
Okay, and where you lived at?
I lived in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
I lived in Bed-Stuy. I was bused to school in Garrison Beach.
How can they
the
pick
whitest
on you
neighborhood.
In Brooklyn?
People think that Dr. King told his speech and racism was over after that.
Okay.
Racism is not over. First, it's never over.
Right.
But black people were essentially slaves till about 1975.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, white people would try anything till about 75. Only around 78, they started watching what they say.
Yeah, the hip-hop was in effect then.
Like,
Hip-hop started coming.
Just say and do anything.
Right.
So everybody
So
loves
I was the only
Chris.
black kid. Chris, I was the only black kid I was the only black boy in my grade. Imagine that shit. When I got bussed, people had signs like "niggas go home without me," like in Brooklyn.
You serious?
I'm serious. I'm like, it's 73.
It's crazy.
Real talk.
Real talk. Hey.
People think, I remember like when I grew up, I'm older than Chris, right? I was born in 1958. So when
That's why we didn't hang out that much.
Right.
Older guy.
My father.
Older guy.
He's an older guy.
Right, but my father was part of the civil rights movement. My father and my mother was very fair-skinned black woman. They call it she could pass. You might have thought she was white. So even though I wasn't from an interracial relationship, my parents got treated as though they were in an interracial.
Right.
A lot of who this nigga and all that kind of stuff. And in my house, it was unacceptable. In my house, it was just like, all that white black shit, that's all nonsense, that's stupidity, and we don't accept it. So I had lots of little white friends and stuff like that. It was promoted in my house, like, get past that.
Right.
But they were going through it. And, as you grow up, people think it just recently ended.
It just ended.
Yeah. In the 50s, people were still on the back of the bus. You know what I'm saying? So the world has come a long way, but I understand what Chris was going through in Brooklyn.
Everybody hates Chris. Wow.
Oh.
I seen Chris in a movie emulating NWA. What was that about?
Oh, that was
funny shit.
CB4,
Funny
man.
shit. Funny shit.
CB4.
Straight out of low cash.
Funny shit. What made you do that?
Yo, man,
Hip hop? Was it hip hop or?
I wanted to be a rapper, but I'm not a rapper. It's like, okay, what's the next best? Take my comedic skills and do this thing. And especially that era of rap was kind of like wrestling.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? It was closer to wrestling. It was Eazy-E was a wrestler, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I mean? He was like Barnum and Bailey. It was like, okay, let's create a show. And it was just ripe. It was ripe, man.
It was, what was good about CB4?
It was funny.
CB4 showed hip hop that it had a sense of humor, and it was, humility was part of it, because, we had to be able to have fun with it. You can't just take yourself so absolutely serious. And Chris and them kind of just did, a parody on what they saw. Gusto was the ultimate gangster rapper. And I got a call from Nelson George, and Nelson's like, yo, Chris is doing this movie called CB4, and then we want you to be in it. And I'm like, I'm not, what do I do? They like, no, you're going to be you. I'm like, what do you mean I'm gonna be you? You're gonna co-sign CB4. You're gonna say you met him because people know you're a real rapper. So if you co-sign him, it'll make them seem real. So I did this thing. I'm in front of their tour bus, and I'm like, yo, they showed me their guns, son. Like I was scared of them, but it was genius. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it was just a funny movie. It could have been. The worst thing would have been if it was whack. But
no,
the
it was funny. Funny.
No, and it predicted the future.
So how did you
like rappers taking drug dealers' identities and making records?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like CB4.
Yeah.
Did that need
we
to be
know
seen again?
We know a lot of those guys doing that now. CB4 is out right now. We don't want to say no name.
CB4 is right now.
That should be the slang for nigga, like you CB4 ass motherfucker.
We know a lot of them. We ain't saying no names because we ain't haters.
I say a line on my record where on the new album I say, you might think I'm going too hard. You can listen to me or a prison guard. Now, you can take that two ways. You can say you can listen to me or end up in prison, or you can listen to me or a prison guard.
Exactly.
You figure out who I'm talking about. But anyway, that's where we are today.
That's where we are today.
So how did you
Very
get up
CB4.
on? How did you get up on Saturday Night Live, the biggest thing on NBC for all comedians? How did that shit?
You know what? I gotta say that live. It was actually affirmative action. Because Saturday Night Live, because Living Color was hitting hard, and they hadn't had a black guy really since Eddie Murphy.
Right.
And I was in New York, and they scoped me out. And they just threw me out there just to fill up whatever, because they wasn't even looking for a black guy. And I turned out to be good.
No, you turned out to be great, not good, great.
You know.
So you was a quota. Then.
I literally filled a quota.
But this, I think Saturday Night Live got you a lot more exposure just being on.
It got me exposure, but it also, it's like you in Law and Order. It's like I got in this family and I got in this fraternity of Sandler, and when I was on Saturday Night Live, Conan O'Brien was a writer.
Ooh,
okay. So, Sandler and Chris Farley and David Spade and all these cats that create shows, all these motherfucking writers on all these shows. I know them all because I met them all at Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
So, when you get into these institutions, man, don't fuck it up.
Can we look for another Everybody Hates Chris or something in that effect?
I'm working on it.
You
See, I'm gonna tell you like this. And Chris could take this how he wants to, but I'm a fan of the comedy specials. I'm a fan of his stand-up. That's my shit. You know? Like, I love the movies and all that, but when he's on the stage, can't nobody fuck with him. And Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock.
That's your three.
Yes. As far as when Chris starts walking back and forth and doing this shit, and starts hitting and says, yo, your job as a father is to keep your daughter off the pole. Like, when he starts hitting them shits, I'm just like, yes. You just like, it's like so much truth in the comedy.
But that's what we're looking for. I'm saying I don't have any more Red Fox on TV. I ain't got no more motherfucking, any black shows on TV with comedy anyway.
My only other person
I'm looking for
I love stand up. I love Cat Williams.
I love
Cat's funny as a motherfucker.
Catch your son. Catch your brother.
Funny motherfucker.
You know what I mean?
Stand up.
He's good. He's good.
Like you go do the
DNA test.
The DNA test and find out that you two.
I'm saying we got no more Flip Wilsons, no more Red Fox. Can we get something coming from Chris?
Soon.
On TV. Now,
I'm waiting for my daughter to get in the car. So I got Lola's 13. Give her 3-4 years. Soon as I get her out the house,
right,
I'll take a job. Right now, I'm like a mercenary.
Right,
I take a job here. I take a job here. I'm gone for 3 months. I'm home because these kids are only young once.
Yeah, right. Kids can only be kids once.
They're only kids once
because they will grow up.
So I'm like, you know what? My dad was always working. Let me see how little I can work.
That's why.
Let me see how little. So Everybody Hates Chris. I did it as a piece of art, but it was also like, how do I make money and not have to leave the house?
But you know what?
Be around these kids.
You actually narrated it.
Yeah. And I would narrate it like I'm doing, like at my house or go to a studio nearby. And like, how do I do this, make money, and be able to pick my kids up from school and be this corny motherfucker for a minute?
It really wasn't corny though.
But you know what it is, Mickey? What he's saying is a jewel, because success, right, is all whatever you equate it as. You dig? And I found out on my quest that I don't really need so much money to be happy. I just need enough that I'm comfortable and I can do what I want to do when I want to do it, have my little toys and stuff. And sometimes you can just want to be so wealthy that you just give up everything, all your family, all your life, really. And, you know, to be in a position where Chris is, where I can say, you know, I'm a mercenary, I got my bills paid, I'm good, I got money in the bank, I'm cool, but I care about my family. That's very admirable. No. Because some of us go on this binge hustle.
Oh, yeah.
That just... And you're like, okay, the difference between 20 million and 30 million isn't that much difference. It's that, you know, if you got 20 million, you got to go to 100 million to really fill up.
And even 100 million.
It's not that much.
If we go to eat, they don't have $100 million steak. You know what I mean? Like, me and Bill Gates is going to be at the same restaurant. They don't make... You know what I mean? They don't make $100 million. You and Bill Gates have the same car.
Exactly. You're
right.
You know what I mean? You're right. People tell me,
yeah, they can make bigger houses.
It's real talk. I'm on Twitter and I say, yo, I'm at House of Pancakes, and they like, you're at House of Pancakes. What are you doing at House of Pancakes? I'm like, is there a Gucci egg I'm missing or something? Like, the fuck is an egg? It's like, a
McDonald's pancake it's $3.
Yeah.
And it's as good
just as good as House of Pancakes.
Right.
It's as good as any breakfast you're going to get.
Being
rich ain't about money. Being rich is about having options. If you can only do one thing, you ain't rich.
Right. That's
It's about having options.
Yeah.
And your real wealth is your relationships.
See.
Dope.
If you got real relationships, you got real friends, you got a real woman, you got a real like
in other words, what he's saying right now is if Chris didn't like me, the nigga would not be here, and there ain't enough money to get him here, or would it cost us a lot. So, you know, it's just an honor to have Chris here. You know, we kind of live in a parallel university. University. I did a Mickey word. A universe.
Keep that.
Fuck that. Edit that. We live in a parallel universe, right? In New Jersey, and he's on the podcast. So don't think Chris Rock is big time now, too big to hang out with Ice-T, his homie.
Never.
More. Chris is the realest nigga out there.
You know what I like?
No
about
agents,
it too,
no managers, whatever.
I looked up something. February is your birthday. February is his birthday.
Aquarius.
February is my birthday.
That don't matter, though.
You're an Aquarius, man. Nah, that means a lot to me, man. You lucky to be in my motherfucking zodiac sign, baby. It's my shit, man. I'm letting him in.
He's gonna try to make you come to his party now.
Our party, Aquarius celebration.
Now he's gonna get that. See, he's not me. He's gonna try to make you come to his party. Don't do it. Okay. Hey, but look. That was the Chris Rock is here, so let's continue with the podcast. This next segment is movies. But before we talk about movies, let's pause for a minute and discuss Petammune. See that pause? That's a joke. Yeah, I'm not as funny as Chris, but a minute ago he did mention that real wealth is measured by relationships and not money. Two of the most important relationships I have are with my bulldogs, Spartacus and Maximus. I mean, they almost never leave Coco and my side. And even when we're on the bus all summer on tour on Mayhem Fest, they were there. It's hard to keep your pets real healthy just with a diet of average dog food. That's why I supplement my dog's food with Petammune. Petammune is a natural probiotic supplement for cats and dogs, and it helps prevent your pet from getting digestive disorders, itching, scratching, and excessive shedding. Petammune also promotes and helps your pet's digestive health, immunity, and just overall health, healthy weaning, as well as skin and coat health. Essentially, Petammune makes sure that your beloved pets have enough of the important nutrients necessary to keep them healthy. With Petammune, being sick as a dog ain't really sick at all. Petammune is hooking up all the Final Level people to go to PetammuneOnline.com. Okay? All you got to do is use the offer code and you get 10% off. That's PETIMMUNE ONLINE.com, offer code ICE. Please support them since they're supporting us and our pets. Now, we just got finished talking a lot about New Jack City.
Chris Rock got coming out right now? What's your joint? What's
Top 5.
Top 5.
December 12th.
December.
And he's having a premiere tonight.
Premiere in New York, right?
Yeah, we're showing a couple of people.
He don't know you, but I might be able to get you in.
I'll get my own goddamn invite, man.
I might be able to get you in.
Goddamn invite.
Anything for Ice-T.
Yeah.
Anything for Ice-T.
I might be able to get you in because I got to go to work.
Close good hair.
But me and my wife may show up.
Yeah.
But no, that's top 5.
Good hair.
That's a Chris Rock joint, top 5 in the month of December. I went to go see The Equalizer.
Equalizer's good.
Denzel.
The one and only Denzel Washington. I don't think he's ever made a bad movie.
No bad movies, no bad performance. Never phones it in.
Even when he played with Ricochet with Ice, it was good.
Comes to play every time.
It's a Denzel story. So I get on the set of Ricochet, and it's like Denzel fucking Washington. I'm like, go fuck, Now, even today, when I'm acting, right before I get ready to do a heavy scene, I say to myself, I'm Denzel fucking Washington. That's how I psych myself up. I go, I'm Denzel Washington. And I go in there and I do my fucking whatever I'm doing.
Wow.
So I'm sitting at this table with Denzel, and we just kind of met, and we're telling jokes and shit. And then all of a sudden, they go action. And Denzel jumps into character, right? And I'm like, and I fuck my lineup, and he looks at me, he goes like this. Come on, Ice, let's go, baby. And right then, I was like, I want to learn to act like Denzel Washington. Because when you get around really good actors, they almost show off. They'll be telling a joke and shit. They'll be way out of character, and they go action. They'll snap into character, scare the shit out of you. Mm-hmm. Right? They just show off. Like some people are method actors. They got to play the part the whole time. Real good actors just drop into that character and scare the shit out of you. Like I've seen little girls sit in front of me and cry on cue like 5 times, and then stop and talk,
and then stop, yeah,
and pow. And so when Denzel did that to me, I was like, that's the kind of actor I want to be. But the man is just he's just dope. He's just dope.
Denzel's dope.
I mean, he made Malcolm X.
Shit, man, he's the best.
He got game.
Yeah.
Just the performance, just like
definitely.
And the thing of it is, he can go from what's fly about Denzel is he'll go from like the most respectable person he'll play, then
Frank
to some
Lucas,
gangster shit.
Frank Lucas, huh?
Training Day.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Some gangster. So tell us about the Equalizer.
Well, I kind of dug it because he was supposed to be a guy that was an old assassin. And then he decided he didn't want to do that anymore, I guess because he lost someone. I think it was his daughter. And he said he wouldn't do it, but then he kept seeing somebody being picked on, which was a female, and went back into the old world that he was, and you didn't want to see him there. He was dynamite. You saw it?
Yeah,
you saw it, Chris?
I saw it.
You saw it?
I got to see
Denzel,
it.
I don't go
You won't miss a movie of Denzel.
a week. I won't even be out a week
before you,
I see it.
Yeah, Denzel. Who's the other dude? The older cat, Liam
Neeson.
See, I like them niggas because they say that older cats can still bust that ass. So I think it gives me a chance to still do some action films and stuff. The Expendables. It's funny though, but there once was a time where all the tough guys were young. Now they all got gray hair and they busting that ass. But we already know, don't fuck with old men. Old men ain't got no time for you. They gonna try to kill you really quickly when they, you get in a fight, you talking about knocking him out, he's trying to murder you.
Yes.
he's trying to murder you. But Denzel Washington, he gets our shout for films. I want to see this new movie that's coming out with Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah.
Which one is that?
I don't know. It's got some weird name.
Yeah, it's an action film. And it was directed by 2 stuntmen, but I worked with Keanu before, and it just looks brutal. And I heard he's just kicking ass all through it. I like action movies and stuff. The last movie I saw the movie with Idris, was called No Good Deed, No Good Deed.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
That was decent.
That's pretty cool.
That was decent.
No, it actually was good. It actually was good.
You just spent the whole movie saying, "Bitch, are you crazy?" Like she was letting it. Like, okay,
having such a great time and don't know him. Ain't that lovely?
Yeah,
and got such
almost caught feelings.
Like,
then he got mad when he said, I ain't thinking about you.
Hasn't this big ass put you in danger before?
Right.
This is not the first time.
No. But then, how about
hear what Chris is saying? Hold on, pause. Chris said, "You got a big ass, girl. You know you got a big ass, right?
That got you in trouble.
Don't let nobody in your house so they can walk around and look at your big ass." So he's at the door dripping. Before you know it, within 20 minutes, this fool is out of his clothes.
Putting on her husband clothes.
Yeah, why don't you give a foot massage while he's there? It was just like the whole show.
You saw that movie?
Yeah, I saw it.
You're just like, what are you doing?
Richfield?
Are you crazy?
I'm closer to the Garden State.
Me too. I go there, but Richfield.
I seen Chris right down the street.
Which one's Richfield?
95.
95. Okay.
I seen your mom's at the multiplex down there, right here.
Yeah.
Starplex.
Yeah, we local, man. We local family.
I'm Garden State. I'm T-Neck,
Richmond.
Man.
I'm gonna check out Richmond.
Listen,
T-Neck,
son.
Baby. I'm T-Neck, baby.
Son, don't try to be part of me and Chris' situation.
Come on, man. He lived closer to me than you, bro. He said simply seafood. You only ate one time.
Listen,
they close it down after you ate.
We're talking about movies, black ass. Okay, and
Richmond. That's where they got the reclining seat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there they go. Let's all just get comfortable.
He go right here. You go right there. Go.
I bumped in the ice over there.
Yeah,
I don't like it no more. I moved from River Club.
They got a.
No, I don't like it. The seats don't go back far enough.
Nigga, they got Nathan's in there. You can get a hot dog with you. Okay, listen.
They need to upgrade it though.
They need to upgrade.
Fuck all y'all. That was movies. All right, this is the final segment of the Final Level Podcast today with the infamous Chris Rock and Ice-T and that other guy.
Yeah, he forgot my name anyway, as he usually do.
Mr. Benzo.
It's only Mick Benzo.
Mr. Benzo, the one and only. The one and only soap opera robber. Okay, this is philosophy. And this philosophy segment is brought to you by my Twitter page, Final Level. And every once in a while I drop out some good philosophy. The other day I told you slow motion is better than no motion. And low profile is better than no profile. And people really dug on to that. And they, you know, when I drop the philosophy on you, I'm really just saying, sometimes just staying under the radar is good. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't always got to be, like they say, the loudest guy in the club. You don't always got to be the center of attraction. Sometimes just taking it easy is the way to go, you know? And sometimes people say, well, what's up with you, Ice? I'm like, yeah. Now, even though my slow motion might be like 90 miles an hour to you, you know, the object is not to play yourself going so fast that you take yourself out of the game. You agree with that?
I did that. I agree to that.
You know? So today's daily game is slow motion is better than no motion as long as you're moving forward. I always say that the key is not how fast you move forward, it's just trying not to move backwards. Right? Just keep it moving forward. Mm-hmm. And low profile is better than no profile. You know, even if you're low, you're still on the map. No profile will be considered prison. Wow. Wow. Prison or dead.
Wow.
Right? So sometimes when you feel yourself, you're like, well, I'm not where I should be, as long as you're moving forward. And one thing I learned, like, people always told me, they say you always have to stay productive, and even if you think you're moving slow, read a book, pick up a book, or go to the gym, or do something that moves you forward creatively. Like even this year, I said to myself, well, I have these projects, but sometimes you're an artist, Chris. Sometimes you got to just start something creative that you feel moves forward.
Yeah,
and that keeps you positive, So that's our philosophy for today. You take it with a grain of salt, and just remember that. Don't worry about how fast you're moving forward. Just try to maintain forward momentum and not just stop. Well, since we got Chris right here, Mickey, there's been a whole bunch of rumors and theories on the infamous 99 Problems track. You know,
talking about the record that you did?
Yeah, the record I did on the Home Invasion album.
Right.
But the actual remake that happened with Jay-Z started, the seed was planted by this gentleman right here.
I thought Rick Rubin
No. Chris, tell the story.
I was upset. First, I love Ice-T, right? Like, I'm a real fan.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, when he had that Home Invasion album that you couldn't get nowhere, by the way, you couldn't get that shit nowhere. Like you had to at a fish joint, maybe. So my man went from Warner Brothers, where you can get it everywhere, to like
Priority.
Come on, you gotta leave Priority alone. They were good, man.
Yeah. But he had his Cop Killers thing, and then it was like
it was rough.
It was rough. It was hard, So I got this record, and I went through the album, and it was like, oh my God, this is the greatest record of all time. This is like, So when I got to L.A., whenever I go to L.A., Rick Rubin plays me everything he's working on. And then he always asks me, what are you listening to?
Now, how you know Rick Rubin?
I know Rick Rubin just from... Same way I was just always in the clubs and stuff.
Right,
I was like, the same way I told you that Melly Mel story. I was there.
Right.
In New York.
Right.
I was there. I was at the Fever. I was at the Roxy. I was.
And Rick is that kind of person.
Wow.
Rick is an ill person. He seeks out ill people. Like me and Rick Rubin became friends, and he was like, "Well, Ice, so I get it.
I tried to get Rick Rubin to produce my comedy record.
Got it. Right.
Because
he was doing Dice. He worked with Dice.
Yes, he's working with Dice. So I was like, I'm going to get Rick Rubin to produce me. Like, that's how big my ego was.
Right.
I thought I could get Rick Rubin, right?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Stop it.
Maybe I get him now, but, anyway. So I played him some stuff, and I played him 99 Problems, and he fell in love. I loved it. It was just, the hook was amazing, funny as fuck. My man from the 2 Live Crew was on it.
Now, since we're talking about the song, Brother Marquise invented the song because we were sitting talking about Whoop, There It Is. This is how this happened. Whoop, There It Is was what they used to say at Magic City when the girls would bend over and show their pussy. They go, whoop, there it is, right? So that turned out to become a song. And so I'm like, damn, he's like, Ice, I'm sitting there all them nights in the strip club, and that was the phrase that pays. And right after he said that, he says, man, I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. And I go, what did you just say? He said, I got 9, and I said, that's a song. So I went and I wrote the whole song, and then because he gave me the idea, I called him in to do a verse. So that's how that song happened.
Because you're a gentleman.
Right.
It's like I'm going to cut my man out.
Yeah. So it was his idea first. It was his words.
So it's like 5 years later, 6 years later, and Jay is in the studio with Rick. They're not even working together. They literally, I think this is the first time they met. They're literally like trying to feel each other out. So it's Jay, Rick, and I believe Mike D from the Beastie Boys. And basically Rick's like, I don't know what to play Jay. I don't know what to play him to get him in the mood. Because Rick hadn't even, by the way, Rick hadn't done a rap record in like 15 years.
He's been doing LL.
Like he literally, like the Ghetto Boys record was the last record he did.
Right, right.
Like he had given up rap. Okay? And so he was not feeling confident about just his knowledge of rap. So I was kind of like being like on some Cyrano shit.
Right. Right.
Don't.
It's like, he knows I listen to everything. So it's like, I was like, okay, play him Can a Nigga Get a Table Dance? Then play him 99 Problems.
Right.
And he played him he played Jay-Z 99 Problems, and Jay-Z fell in love.
Wow.
It's like, oh shit. And they made the record right there. Like he never left. And that's it. They just,
And what he did
I didn't make a dime off it, by the way.
He flipped the bitch in the first verse into being a dog. Right? 99 Problems, but the bitch was the dog that was searching the car.
Yeah.
And of course it was a Rick Rubin track. And that's how it happened.
Yeah.
And the record became a huge hit. People say, well, did you get paid? At that time, I had a publishing deal with Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers did a publishing situation. No money actually went in my pocket. It went through the publishing deal. People in music business understand that. And, it happened. So that was neither here nor there. Record got made. But the record just became a mega.
I think
Jay did
a
monster.
He did a hell of a good job.
The phrase is a monster.
Yeah, the phrase.
The president has said the phrase. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, 99 problems in a whatever ain't one. It's like.
Yeah.
Jay-Z did a great job. And
I wish he would give you credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he should have shouted his name.
It's a little shout
I think that could have been done. He could have shouted your name out.
Sometimes it happens though. Like
you forget.
Most of the Jimi Hendrix records are covers
of Jimmy doing
other people. Hey Joe is somebody else's record.
I just did that too. Hey Joe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so it happens sometimes. It does.
But the thing is, people looking at me and they're like, "Well, how do you feel?" I'm like, I don't really feel no special kind of way. I mean, and I'm not. We don't talk about it.
I just wish you did it live because every time I've seen you live a couple of times, I'm like, well, nigga, that's your record.
Live. We used to do
that's your shit.
We used to do it,
but we redid it on the Body Count album, on the Manslaughter album, and what we did was we put the real words over the music like that Jay used.
Okay,
so it sounds. I started a cappella and then we hit it, but I'm not the kind of person who's like, yo, that I'm not bitter. I'm just trying to clear the record, so people go, oh, because when I did it, people were like, oh, you took Jay's. I'm like, whoa, no, we did the record 11 years ago. So this is from the horse's mouth. The whole 99 Problems, blame it all on Chris Rock.
I was there.
And so this is what we did in the Body Count album. We took the original lyrics and put it over music similar to the way Jay-Z did it. So Tretch calls this a jack back. And this is something off the Body Count album. This is the original words to 99 Problems, but a bitch ain't one.
Yo, check this out. I got a hoe from the east, I got a hoe from the west. Got a hoe that likes to jack it off and rub it in her chest. I got a bitch from the north, got a bitch from the south. Got a bitch that like to suck it long and hold it in her mouth. I got a bitch with hair, a bitch with none. A bitch with a knife, a bitch with a gun. A bitch with ass big as a TV set. And there's a bitch over there, hey, the one I'm gonna get, but maybe not. She may not like me though. No sweat to a vet, I'll rock a sister though. Word. I rock the whole damn herd. Fuck them all and leave them on the curb. I got a bitch with a mink who rocks a fat gold link, who likes to fuck me with her ass upon the kitchen sink. I got a bitch with tits, a bitch with ass, a bitch with none. But hey, I give her a pass and I love them all. I love them crazily and they love me back. That's why they stay with me. So if you're having girl problems, I feel bad for your son. I got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. Hit me. 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for your son. Got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. Got a bitch that's old, a bitch that's new, a bitch who loves velvet and the color's blue. I got a bitch that's fat, a bitch that's built, a bitch so old her titties give out powdered milk. I got a bitch who's funny, a bitch who ain't, a bitch that can sing, a bitch who can't. I got a bitch that loves fucking on an airplane. I even got a bitch off Soul Train. I got a bitch who rolls ragtop bins, long ends. I got a bitch who's broke as a bum, but she's the most fun. I got a bitch that plays piano, a bitch who don't, a bitch that dances naked, a bitch that won't, a bitch who's short, a bitch who's tall, a bitch who burns my phone out with priority calls. And I love them all, I love them crazily, and they love me back. That's why they stay with me. So if you're having girl problems, I feel bad for your son. Got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. Hit me. 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for your son. Got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. I got a bitch that loves a G. She'll fuck you right after she fucks me. I got a bitch that loves boats. I got a bitch that loves handcuffs and ropes. I got a bitch that's fast, a bitch that's slow, a bitch that's a virgin and a bitch that's a hoe, a bitch that lies, a bitch that's true, a bitch who's a man because y'all bitches too. I got a bitch that's cool, a bitch that's hot, a bitch who loves rap, a bitch who loves rock, a bitch who's lost and one who knows where it's at. She gets up under me and purrs like a cat. I got a bitch that runs, a bitch that walks, a bitch that yells, a bitch that talks, a bitch that's dirty, a bitch that's neat, a super fine bitch that I knocked it to swap meet. And I love them all, I love them crazily, and they love me back. That's why they stay with me. So if you're having girl problems, I feel bad for your son. Got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. Hit me. 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for your son. Got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one.
All right. Well, that was the Final Level Podcast today. We got Chris Rock. We could talk for hours, man. Thank you, man.
Thanks for having me.
You're on Twitter now. You're on occasionally.
Occasionally, you know, I'm old man. I don't know.
I got it. I got it.
Hire me a young boy.
But it's at Chris Rock.
Yeah,
it's at Chris Rock on Twitter. You know, movies is coming out, doing big things. But the main thing is a real dude. And, you know, he's on the podcast and everybody continue to support Chris Rock. You know, everybody out there don't deserve it. Some people do. He does. And, Mickey, this is your first time really kicking it with Chris. And you know.
Oh, no. I kicked it with Chris in L.A. one time. I was out in Los Angeles. Right off Sunset in the hotel. We sat down for a couple of minutes. I'll tell you about my brother Melly Mel. We laughed and joked. But this is the first time I've actually got a chance to sit with Chris Rock as a one-on-one.
And it's a pleasure, right?
And it's definitely a pleasure, but I got to say December 2014, top 5. Do me a favor. It is a Chris Rock movie. Y'all go and support it. Just support it.
Now I realize it's Melly Mel's brother.
Just support it. That's all. Just support it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Final Level Podcast don't have nothing but great interviewers and good friends coming through the building, baby, you know?
Peace, Chris.
Peace.
That's how I'm living. 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 That's how I'm living.